Hey folks, if you take a look behind me. So yeah, I made this back in May and I was going to show you my new Mac Mini and how impressed I was with it and how I bought that and upgraded from my iMac to this Mac Mini and how smart I was because I did it for less than what the new iMac cost. Essentially, I doubled all of the specs as far as the processor. I got a higher end processor, doubled the RAM, doubled the storage size, and doubled the screen area for less than what the new iMac cost. And I'm so smart. And then I lost the SD card with the footage. Now, I've been incredibly happy with the M1 Mac Mini. I think it's great. I love using it. I've had no problems, minus a few little weird issues with the screen not waking up. But this is not a video about my Mac Mini. That time has come and passed. There's a new one coming most likely, so I'm not going to worry about talking about it. It's a great computer for not a lot of money. What I'm going to talk about is the problem I have with my desk and the problem that my Mac Mini introduced into my life with that. So here's my before desktop setup. You can see I have my 3D printer with cords all over the place coming out of my monitor, and it's a clean setup as far as the functionality, but it is not a clean setup as far as the final looks, feel, and how everything actually works. There's just stuff everywhere. If you take a look here, I have cords and different charging cables and different things I use on a daily basis, or I use as storage, but there's just stuff everywhere, and I need to solve that. Especially the cords here, like we have the cord for my 3D printer. It's a power cord. For some reason I routed it down near my feet and under the desk, where there's a lot of other cords that I'd prefer not to talk about. But the focus of this is not really these cords, because this is not a problem I'm going to solve right now. This is just a problem for future Nate. Right now, my main goal is to clean up my desktop setup and make it so that it works for me. Now, I've been using this hub with my Mac Mini, which is fantastic. It looks great, it works great, but it limits where I can put it. You can also see I have a ton of cords that's just a mess back there, and I'm not a big fan of that area overall. The other big problem I have is my mic setup. It's clamped on, and you can see it's kind of eating into the wood, it's bending. This is a heavy mic, and it's just not built for this setup. In all, I have 4 goals I want to solve with this. Number 1, fix the printer power cord. Easy. Number 2, put the Mac Mini somewhere else. Not as easy, but I have an idea. Number 3, find a new hub that works with the new solution for where the Mac Mini goes. And number 4, fix the boom arm mount and make sure it's secure. To solve the remaining 3 problems that I have, I'm going to use 3 separate products. The first one is this Heil or Heel flush mount flange mount for a boom arm. Looking forward to it, should clean everything up nicely. The second product is going to be the Soho Dock by CalDigit. This thing has display things in the back, it has power delivery, it has SD cards, and a whole bunch of other stuff that is going to make my life a whole lot easier. And then the last problem we're going to solve is the Mac Mini mount, so we can mount this thing underneath the desk and hide it entirely. Backing up a moment to the CalDigit Soho Dock, this thing's great. It has micro SD, regular SD, it has USB-A, USB-C, and then has display things on the back. I can use this for my Mac Mini. I can also use it for my MacBook Pro. It's awesome. And the big key to this thing is this 10 gigabit per second cable. I can transfer files very quickly from SD cards, from external hard drives, from whatever, to my computer. So during this, I needed to solve another problem with cable management underneath the desk, but I don't see that. But let's take a look underneath the desk itself, and there's my Mac Mini. I didn't film any of the install of this because it provided some unflattering views of myself, but I have everything set there. It's out of the way, you'll never know it's there, and it's just clean. So here's my desk setup, minus a little bit of dusting. For the foreseeable future, this thing is solid. I really like how clean it is. It opens up a little bit of space. I solved the problems. You can see the cable runs down a different hole on the other side of the desk, and I just have space. I really like this little CalDigit thing. It's really a workhorse. For the little bit of time I use it, I'm very much in love with it. And then this thing, this is great. This flange mount for the microphone is amazing. It just puts everything out of the way. It cleans up this whole area. I have a little bit more space because there's no computer on my desk anymore. And you can see that it's the same look, but cleaned up a lot. At first glance, my desk doesn't look really all that different than what it did before, but I can tell you functionally, it is very different, and the amount of space, even though it's small, feels enormous. and I'm just very happy with the overall conversion here.